In the divine unfolding of your journey, there are moments when everything you've known and understood is disrupted, not by chance, but by the very hand of heaven. This disruption, though it may initially seem unsettling, is not a punishment, but rather a powerful shift. It's a sacred interruption, a divine intervention that realigns you with your highest purpose, setting the stage for your next chapter. For many, this may feel like an unexpected pause, a period of silence or stillness where things seem to slow down and the usual hustle and bustle of life seem absent. You may feel like you're in limbo or in an unfamiliar waiting period, unsure of what to do next, or even why this moment is unfolding as it is. The truth is, this stillness is not random, nor is it a sign of stagnation. It is a preparation phase, an intentional pause set in motion by divine timing. God is aligning you with something greater, something profound, and it requires your full attention and readiness. When you feel like everything has slowed down, understand that God is working behind the scenes, arranging things in alignment with His plan for you. This divine protection in the quiet is a form of refinement. It's God's way of purifying your thoughts, refining your intentions, and recalibrating your heart so that you are ready for the blessings and assignments He has for you. This stillness protects you from rushing ahead of His plan, guarding your spirit against unnecessary distractions, and helping you to stay true to your divine purpose. While you may feel like nothing is happening on the surface, know that God operates quietly in the background, orchestrating the events of your life in ways that are often unseen but always significant. God does not need loud noise or constant movement to make things happen. He moves in silence, aligning people, opportunities, and circumstances in ways that are beyond our understanding. This quiet movement is an essential part of divine timing. Sometimes, the most significant shifts happen in the silence. God is rearranging things, aligning your life in ways you cannot yet comprehend. While you may feel like you are stuck or waiting, know that this is the time when God is preparing you for what's next. It's in the quiet that your spirit is being tuned to His frequency, allowing you to receive His guidance and direction more clearly. The world may encourage constant action, productivity, and noise, but the quiet is where divine movement truly happens. It's when you stop and rest in God's presence that His hand can work the most effectively in your life. Trust that everything is unfolding according to His perfect plan, even when it seems like nothing is happening externally. Silence isn't just a time for waiting, it's a time for spiritual purification. God uses stillness to refine your heart and mind, clearing out what is not of Him and preparing you to receive the next phase of your life. Just as a piece of gold must be heated and purified to remove the impurities, so too does your spirit need periods of quiet refinement before it can hold the weight of the blessings and responsibilities to come. In the stillness, God is gently purging your heart of anything that is hindering your growth. He's removing distractions, false beliefs, and wrong attachments, creating space for more of Him in your life. The quiet is an opportunity for reflection and renewal, where you can examine your thoughts, intentions, and desires, ensuring that they are aligned with God's will for your life. This period of purification is necessary before the next chapter of your life unfolds. It's in these quiet moments that you're being prepared to carry what God is about to entrust to you. The spiritual purification that takes place in stillness makes you ready for the work that God has set before you. It is here that you shed old versions of yourself, old patterns and limitations, so that you can step into your calling with renewed clarity and purpose. As you move forward in this season of stillness and quietness, remember that it's not a season of inactivity, but one of profound spiritual preparation. God is using this time to protect you, to refine you, and to align your heart with His will. In these moments of quiet, you're being molded into the vessel that God will use for greater things. Trust that even in the stillness, God is at work, and when the time is right, everything will come together in His perfect timing. Embrace the quiet. Trust that it's not a pause, but a vital part of your spiritual journey, a time of divine preparation for what lies ahead. When you look back, You will see that this time of stillness was the very foundation that enabled you to rise and step into your purpose with confidence and clarity. Waiting is a crucial, yet often misunderstood part of the divine process. In a world that thrives on immediacy and quick results, waiting can seem like a form of stagnation or wasted time. However, from a spiritual perspective, waiting is not passive. It is an active and intentional period of divine preparation. During this time, God is working on aspects of the listener's character, heart, and spirit that are necessary for the next chapter of their life. Waiting helps to build endurance, patience, and trust, qualities that are essential for anyone who is called to live a purposeful, impactful life. Spiritual growth does not happen in the fast-paced moments of life, but in the quiet, often unnoticed times of waiting. The listener is not sitting idle during this period, but is actively being shaped for what lies ahead. Waiting allows the listener to let go of what no longer serves them, clear away distractions, and make space for divine revelations. It is in these moments of stillness that the most significant internal changes occur. The concept of waiting in divine timing emphasizes that everything in life has its purpose and season. It's not about rushing through the process or trying to force outcomes, but about allowing God's perfect will to unfold in the right time. The waiting period is not a punishment or a test of your worthiness. It is an essential step to prepare for the elevation and transformation that is coming. Trusting in God's timing is not always easy, especially when things are not unfolding as quickly as hoped. The listener may feel frustrated, anxious, or even forgotten during periods of waiting. However, trust in God's timing is fundamental. God knows what is best for you, and His timing is always perfect. It's easy to assume that God is silent or inactive when things seem to be on hold. But the reality is that He is actively working behind the scenes, orchestrating events and arranging circumstances in ways that are far beyond human comprehension. The listener is not alone in the waiting process. God is guiding every step, every pause, and every silence. During this time, distractions are removed, allowing the listener to realign their spirit, sharpen their focus, and refine their desires. God's hand is gently leading the listener towards the next stage, even if it is not immediately clear. God is preparing the listener for something greater than they can imagine. The waiting time may feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary for building the strength, faith, and clarity needed to step into the next phase of life. As Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Trusting God's timing means surrendering control and accepting that His plan for you is better than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. There are seasons in life when the listener may feel hidden or unseen. During these times, it may seem as though everything is at a standstill, and the progress that was once visible is now obscured. This can feel isolating, as if God has withdrawn His presence or forgotten about you. However, hiddenness is not a sign of abandonment. It is often a form of divine protection. When God hides you, He is safeguarding you from external distractions, negative influences, or opportunities that might derail your path. Just as a seed must remain buried in the earth to take root and grow before it can be exposed to the light, so too does your spiritual journey require a period of hiddenness. God is preparing you to emerge in full strength when the time is right. During this time of hiddenness, you are being shaped in ways that are not immediately visible to the outside world, but will become evident when the right moment arrives. In the Bible, many of God's chosen ones experience periods of hiddenness before being revealed in their purpose. Joseph spent years in prison before being exalted to a position of power. David spent years in the wilderness before being anointed king. Even Jesus spent time in obscurity before beginning His public ministry. These periods of hiddenness were necessary for the individuals to grow in character, strength, and wisdom, and to prepare them for the greatness that lay ahead. During this time of hiddenness, the listener is being protected from things that could harm their journey. Whether it's premature exposure to challenges they aren't yet equipped to handle, or being led down paths that aren't aligned with their purpose, God knows what is best for the listener and is ensuring that they are being protected and prepared for what is to come. While the listener may feel as though external circumstances are stagnant, significant internal growth is happening during this period of waiting. The silence, the stillness, and the time of hiddenness are opportunities for God to purify, refine, and strengthen the listener's spirit. In fact, these times often become the moments when the most profound internal shifts occur. Like gold being refined in a fire, the listener is being shaped and polished during this waiting period. In this space of quietness, your path is being cleared, your mind is being renewed, and your spirit is being prepared for the next step. Just as a seed needs time to germinate in the dark earth before it breaks through the soil into the light, so too do you need this sacred period of stillness to grow, process, and ready yourself for what is to come. It's not a period of inactivity, but one of deep internal work and transformation. It's essential to understand that this pause, this moment of stillness, is not a negative experience. It's easy to mistake it for frustration, confusion, or a lack of progress. But in reality, this is a time of divine preparation. When heaven decides to intervene in your life, it does so for your growth, your elevation, and your alignment with your soul's purpose. What may feel like a quiet, even frustrating time, is in fact a period where the pieces of your destiny are being rearranged. Spiritual growth often happens in the quiet moments when you are still before God, learning to trust Him, to listen for His guidance, and to rely on His strength. The waiting period is a time for the listener to grow in patience, humility, and understanding, as well as in their ability to discern God's voice in the midst of confusion. The listener is being trained in resilience, learning to trust in God even when things are not immediately visible. The challenges faced during this waiting time are actually opportunities to grow stronger spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. As the listener endures this period of waiting with faith, they are becoming better equipped to handle the blessings and responsibilities that will come when the time for action arrives. Scripture provides many examples of individuals who experienced growth during times of waiting. Abraham waited for the promise of his son Moses, waited for the right moment to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, and Jesus waited for God's timing to begin his ministry. Each of these individuals experienced growth in their faith, trust, and reliance on God during their waiting period. The refining process that the listener is going through during this season of waiting is necessary for their spiritual elevation. Waiting is not a punishment, but a crucial step in the divine process that prepares the listener for the blessings and responsibilities to come. The silent stillness and hiddenness are not signs of inactivity, but are part of God's perfect timing and protection. During this time, the listener is being spiritually prepared and refined. They are being positioned for what lies ahead, even if it's not immediately clear. God is working behind the scenes to arrange everything in perfect timing, and He is strengthening the listener's faith and character for the journey ahead. Trusting in God's timing, embracing the silence, and being patient in the waiting are the keys to stepping into the next phase with confidence and clarity. In moments of stillness, there is often an overwhelming urge to control the situation, to force progress, or to make things happen on your own. However, the true power of this sacred silence lies in the ability to surrender control and trust in God's perfect timing. Surrendering isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of the need to manipulate outcomes and embracing the process with faith and patience. Letting go is a powerful act of trust. It's the acknowledgement that you don't have to understand everything right now, because God sees the big picture. There's no need to rush forward. Instead, surrendering allows the divine timing of God to unfold as it should. When you release unnecessary attachments, you open yourself up to greater things that can only come when you stop clinging to what you thought was meant for you. It's about trusting that God knows better than you do, and that His timing and plan are always for your highest good. This act of surrender and letting go is often easier said than done. It requires vulnerability, but it also allows for incredible spiritual growth. In the quietness of surrender, you'll discover peace. Peace isn't about being free from external pressure or stress. It's the internal calm that comes from knowing you're exactly where you need to be in God's plan. Letting go is the key that unlocks the door to divine transformation. The quiet seasons are often the most spiritually fruitful, even though they may not seem that way on the surface. There is so much growth that happens in silence and stillness, even when the outside world is unaware of your internal struggles and triumphs. Faithfulness during these times isn't just about showing up or performing. It's about trusting God when nothing seems to be happening. In the silence, true faith is nurtured. It's in these moments that you are called to be faithful, not because you can see the results, but because you trust that God is working, even if you can't yet see the fruit of your labor. This faithfulness is a quiet obedience, a stillness in your heart that says, I trust in God's timing and plan. While it may be tempting to seek validation, recognition, or immediate result, God is teaching you that the foundation of true growth is laid in quiet faithfulness. Think of all the figures in the Bible who experienced seasons of waiting and quiet faithfulness. Joseph, David, Moses, and Jesus, just to name a few. Their most transformative and defining moments happened not in moments of external success or praise, but in periods of waiting, obscurity, and silence. They were faithful in the quiet seasons, and because of this, they were prepared to walk into their divine destiny. Likewise, you are being prepared in your current season to step into your purpose with confidence and spiritual clarity. It's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture when things don't go according to plan. When you're in a waiting season, it can feel like nothing is moving or changing, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Even when things seem delayed or unclear, God is always working behind the scenes. He is orchestrating everything with perfect precision, aligning you with people, opportunities, and circumstances that will guide you toward your purpose. God's process is about refining you for greater things. The waiting period is not a sign of inactivity, but of preparation. God is using this time to develop your character, build your resilience, and teach you the lessons that will allow you to handle the blessings and responsibilities that are coming. It's during these quiet seasons that your faith is strengthened and your foundation is solidified. The pressure you feel is not for your destruction, it's for your growth. God's process may not always be understood in the moment, but trusting in it allows you to surrender to His will, knowing that He sees the end from the beginning. God works in seasons, and every season serves a divine purpose. Just like a seed must go through a process of growth before it bears fruit, you are going through a spiritual process of growth before you step into the fullness of your purpose. Trusting God's process means being willing to be shaped and molded for what's ahead, even when the path is unclear. The silence you are experiencing isn't the end of your story. It's the setup for something greater. It's a period of divine preparation where God is equipping you to carry out the next phase of your purpose. In the quiet, God is refining your character, deepening your understanding, and preparing you to receive the blessings and opportunities that are coming. God often works in subtle ways, and His preparations may not be obvious at first. Just as a sculptor slowly carves away at a block of marble to reveal a masterpiece, God is carefully and intentionally shaping you for the future. In this season of stillness, you are being prepared for what lies ahead, and this preparation is essential for your future success. The silence also allows you to realign your priorities and reflect on the lessons you've learned so far. It's a time to disconnect from the distractions of the world and tune into the divine guidance that's available to you. As you embrace the silence, you are being ready for what's coming next. The shift you are experiencing may not be visible to others, but internally, something powerful is happening. God is aligning you with your purpose, and in this stillness, He is preparing you for the greater things that are coming your way. Embracing the silence is an act of trust and faith. The quietness and stillness you are experiencing are not signs of inactivity, but of divine preparation. God is working behind the scenes, shaping and refining you for what lies ahead. During this time, be faithful in the quietness, trusting that God is at work, even when it feels like nothing is changing. The silence is a sacred moment where your character is being formed, your faith is being deepened, and your purpose is being clarified. Embrace the stillness, knowing that it is not punishment, but a time of divine preparation for the breakthrough that's coming. Trust in God's timing and His process, and when the time is right, you will step into your purpose with clarity, strength, and confidence. Remember, the silence is not the end. It's the beginning of something new, something powerful. Allow God to work in you and through you during this season, and trust that His plans for you are greater than anything you could have imagined. Final call to action. Invite the listener to share their thoughts. In the comments, affirm their trust in God and subscribe to the channel for continued spiritual guidance. The silence you've experienced is not a sign of wasted time. It is an integral part of God's divine preparation process. Often, in the midst of silence, it can feel like you're in limbo or that nothing is happening. However, this silence is one of the most powerful times in your journey. Just as a seed must remain buried in the soil before it can sprout into a plant, you too are being nurtured in this period of stillness. God is working behind the scenes, setting everything in place for your next step. The things you cannot see now will soon become clear. The time spent in silence is necessary for the growth and transformation that's happening within you. Every moment of waiting is not wasted, but is a part of God's precise and perfect plan. The world around you may seem to slow down, but in the spiritual realm, your readiness is being cultivated. Consider the process of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. In its cocoon, the caterpillar undergoes a complete transformation, one that is invisible to the outside world. It remains still seemingly dormant while its very structure is changing. This is a perfect metaphor for what you may be experiencing. Silence or stillness you feel is your sacred cocoon, and soon the process of transformation will reveal itself in full bloom. God is never absent during these pauses. In fact, it is precisely in these times that His presence is most active, guiding you, preparing you, and refining you for what lies ahead. This time of stillness serves to help you shed old layers, outdated beliefs, and emotional burdens, allowing you to step into your higher self, ready to embrace the opportunities and blessings that are coming your way. In this season of quiet and seemingly slow progress, it is crucial to remain faithful. Even when things seem unclear, hold on to the trust that God's plan is in motion. Your faithfulness during this time will prepare you for the revelation of your purpose. Keep moving forward, even if the path isn't fully visible, because God is guiding each step you take. Know that the silence you feel is not a barrier. It's an opportunity to strengthen your inner resilience, trust, and dependence on Him. This is not a time to grow impatient or doubt your purpose. The world may try to convince you that you are stagnant or that nothing is changing, but deep down, you know that something is happening. Your purpose is being cultivated in the quiet, and your faithfulness through this period will determine the strength of your foundation when your moment of purpose arrives. Trust in the process. God is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. Your obedience, your silence, and your trust are all playing a vital role in bringing your purpose into reality. Now, as you reflect on your journey, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Share your experiences of walking through the silence and how you've learned to trust in God's timing. Affirm your trust in God's divine plan for your life and declare that you are ready to step forward in faith. Take a moment to comment "I trust" as an act of surrender and alignment with God's will. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel for continued spiritual guidance. In times of silence and waiting, having a community that supports and uplifts you can make all the difference. By subscribing, you'll stay connected and continue to receive the spiritual encouragement you need to keep going, trusting, and growing. Remember, silence is not your defeat. It is a sacred space of preparation. You are not alone in your waiting, and soon you will see the full beauty of what God has been quietly preparing in you. Keep the faith, stay connected, and continue to trust in the path ahead. As you continue on your journey, remember that the silence and stillness you're experiencing are not punishments, but opportunities for spiritual growth, refinement, and preparation. These moments allow you to deepen your faith, strengthen your trust in God, and develop a closer connection to your true self and your divine purpose. You may not yet see the full picture, but know that God's timing is always perfect. Stay grounded in the belief that He is working behind the scenes, and trust that the silence will give way to clarity and manifestation in due time. The best part is that you are not walking this path alone. As you lean into your faith and trust in God's guidance, He will provide the strength, wisdom, and direction you need. Embrace the journey with patience, knowing that what lies ahead is worth every moment of silence, every step of faith, and every ounce of trust you put into God's plan. Once again, I encourage you to leave your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Affirm your trust by commenting, "I trust," and subscribe to the channel for more uplifting, empowering, and soul-nourishing content. Let's walk this path of growth together. As you reflect on this season of stillness, it is important to recognize that this moment is not a coincidence. The timing of everything in your life has been divinely orchestrated. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, is preparing you for something far greater than what you currently see. Each moment, each experience has been leading you up to this very point. The timing of your growth, your pauses, and your breakthroughs is perfectly aligned with God's greater plan for you. Sometimes, the biggest blessings in life come when we least expect them. But God's timing is never random or hurried. It is always intentional, and every step is carefully placed. When you feel like everything is standing still, take comfort in knowing that it's because God is setting the stage for the next chapter of your life. You may not fully understand what's happening or why things are moving at a slower pace, but know this: everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This period of stillness is not meant to be feared or rushed through. It's an invitation to trust in God's timing. The universe is aligning behind the scenes, orchestrating events, clearing obstacles, and making room for your next steps. It may seem as if nothing is happening, but in truth, it is a season of growth, clarity, and preparation. This time is essential for you to become the person you need to be in order to handle the blessings and responsibilities that are coming your way. The challenge now is to stay present and embrace this sacred stillness. It's easy to fall into the trap of impatience, feeling that you need to be doing something, anything, to keep moving forward. But God's timing often doesn't align with our desire for immediate results. It's crucial to resist the urge to force progress and instead lean into the quiet moments, trusting that each day of stillness is building something far more meaningful than any quick fix. In this season, your task is to stay grounded and aligned. This is not a time for rushing or worrying about what comes next. It's a time to focus on what God is teaching you in this moment. Whether it's learning patience, strengthening your faith, or understanding the value of quiet preparation, everything you experience in this time has a divine purpose. Remember that during this time of stillness, you're not alone. God is working in ways that are often invisible to the naked eye, but they are having a profound impact on your journey. Even if the external world feels stagnant internally, things are shifting in ways that will serve you in the long run. As you move forward, remember that the stillness you feel is not a void, but a fertile ground for transformation. God is not withholding anything from you. Instead, He is preparing you to receive the blessings that are waiting. The cocoon is a necessary phase for the butterfly to emerge. And similarly, this time of stillness is a sacred process for you to evolve and step into the fullness of your divine purpose. In conclusion, trust the process. Know that the silence is a necessary part of your spiritual journey. God is working behind the scenes, aligning the universe and preparing you for what is to come. Stay in this moment, trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly. Your transformation is happening right now, and soon you will step into the next phase with clarity, confidence, and divine alignment. Embrace this sacred pause and know that it is leading you to something greater. In the hustle and bustle of life, we are often conditioned to believe that progress must always be accompanied by noise, activity, and movement. However, stillness is not a sign of stagnation or weakness. It is in fact one of the most sacred and powerful forms of worship and surrender. When you are still, you are offering your entire being to God, trusting that His timing and purpose are unfolding. It's in the quiet that you allow yourself to rest in His presence, to listen, and to be recharged in a way that mere action cannot accomplish. Stillness can be viewed as a divine act of letting go, a space where you surrender your will and your need for control, allowing God to move you and direct your path. It is a reflection of the peaceful trust that God is actively working, even in the absence of visible progress. True stillness invites you into a place of inner peace where you trust not just in your own actions, but in the perfect will of God. When life gets noisy and overwhelming, it's essential to recognize that stillness isn't a passive retreat. It's an active form of worship, a deepening of your relationship with God, and a sign of your trust in His sovereignty. During stillness, you cease striving. Stop trying to force your own will and let God's purposes unfold in their own time. It's the quiet surrender that brings the most significant transformation. While the world might view silence as inactivity or idleness, God uses stillness as a method of divine protection. When you feel you've been stopped in your tracks, when everything seems to have come to a halt, understand that this is often God's way of shielding you from something that could be harmful, confusing, or distracting. In these moments, He is protecting your spirit from unnecessary stress and spiritual misalignment. God's timing is perfect, and the times when you are stopped or made to wait are often times when He is clearing obstacles and preparing the space around you for what is to come. These pauses in life are not punishments or signs that you've done something wrong. Rather, they are a way for God to align your path and purify your heart